go.
My name is John Oliver Killens. I was born in the deep southern town of Macon, Georgia. I am the son of Charles Miles Sr. and Willie Lee Killens. I grew up during the Jim Crow era in the segregated, wonderful colored community of Pleasant Hill. As a boy, my father, Charles Killens, encouraged me to read Langston Hughes' writings, and my mother, Willie Lee, introduced me to poetry. I was an enthusiastic reader as a child, and I was deeply inspired by writers like Richard Wright. I was fortunate to receive the gift of a great high school education from one of the greatest altruistic organizations America ever produced, the American Missionary Association. Ballard Normal High School began after the Civil War as Lewis Normal High School and later moved to Pleasant Hill Community. In the words of the great Negro abolitionist Frederick Douglass, this was the gift of New England to free Negro, not arms but a friend, not cash but character. The teachings in these institutions came not to keep the Negroes in their place, but to raise them out of their places of defilement where slavery had wallowed them. I graduated from Ballard Normal in 1933 with the aim of becoming a lawyer. My experience growing up in the Deep South greatly influenced my writing. My descriptions of places in my books are the recollections of Macon and surrounding communities, as well as the slave stories told to me by my great-grandmother. I am naturally a gregarious individual. I enjoy the company of intellectual exchange of ideas with various artists. I feel a natural obligation to support and mentor the next generation of writers. I always made time to listen to young artists and share ideas. This was where I started the Harlem Writers Guild. I drew on my personal encounters with racism to compose my social protest fiction novels, Young Blood and Sipping. I coupled my art with social activism because I believe that there is no such thing as art for art's sake. All art is propaganda, although there is much propaganda that is not art. My social activism apparently was perceived as a threat to the United States government. The FBI kept a file on me for several years. I want America to recognize that African American citizens had earned the right to equal opportunity, and they were tired of waiting for the American political and judicial system to render black Americans their due rights. I believe that America's destiny is linked to how it treated its Negro citizens. America has an obligation to apologize for the human rights described in the Article 1, Section 2, Paragraph 3 of the United States Constitution. To ignore this sin by attempting to rewrite the brutality of slavery is a profound, unforgivable insult to the noble black men and women who prayed and toiled for a better future, and denigrates the enlightened abolitionists and missionaries who sacrificed life and limb to bring an end to the peculiar institution. The tumultuous 1960 brought two profound fundamental questions to the international political forefront. Can America recognize and change its racist segregation society? Can a democratic superpower republic with a capitalist economy become the true moral and ethical beacon of light society that proclaimed to be? My novel Young Blood describes the struggles of a black man to maintain his human dignity in the Jim Crow society designed to economically enslave his family and rob his self-dignity, and personal pride. My novel, The Cotillion, One of the Good, Bull is Half the Herd, describes the futility of Negroes trying to define a sustainable, positive self-image and assimilate to white society based upon emulating narcissistic, arrogant, upper-class white societies. White and black folks should be allowed to be culturally different but have equal social, political, and economic rights and opportunity in America. The American Negro is not fighting to become black and white men. We are fighting for the freedom of us to be black and you to be white, but live together in a free and equal society. We want America to recognize our historic contribution in building these United States. We were cheated out of our permits for the acres and a mule, but we will not be treated out of our history and unrecognized for our past struggles for our rights and human dignity. We too build America, and it's high time America recognized that historic fact. This is what I write about because this is who I am.